The final war of Black Clover keeps getting more insane. Asta becoming the greatest Wizard King of all time is happening more than ever. He's achieving a feat that other 32 never could. Bro assembled the Avengers, uniting all kingdoms together to fight. Clover, Spade, Heart. But now the Diamond Kingdom arrived, declaring Asta their friend and unite. Everyone in the war declared that Asta is someone capable of uniting those that would never. And then Yuno realizes Lucius is shaking in his boots and he's actually afraid of Asta. That's why he keeps trying to kill him. So let's get down to business and break down the latest 3 Black Clover chapters by cueing the intro. Final battle against Lucius, Bro broadcasted to the entire world the death of Asta, claiming that the flaw in the world would now die, securing his victory. But little does Lucius know is that the bonds Asta created in the last 3 years with his journey to become the true Wizard King, it has changed the timeline in his favor more so than he thinks. As a last-ditch effort to buy time to recover, Asta gave Yuno his anti-magic sword, and this was a timeline Lucius never foresaw. Remember that he witnessed thousands upon thousands, and the strongest version of Yuno was the one that grew up in the Spade Kingdom as a king and mastered star magic, but he ends up losing. However, since the Asta effect has made everyone stronger by surpassing their limits, Lucius cannot even read this future that we are reading. Yuno is more powerful than ever, posing an actual threat. He even pokes fun out of Lucius that in truth he is actually scared, and that's because the one timeline of Yuno and Asta being a singularity is slowly coming true. It's the only one where humanity defeats him. So remember, Lucius revealed this himself, that there is only one timeline where a singularity occurs where both bros will take him out. It's the one future Lucius can't control or predict. The collapse of his perfect vision, the only path where humanity defeats him, and the one event he can never erase. As a result, Lucius admits it's bad news, and that Yuno is truly his rival because he's too dangerous with anti-magic. He activates Black Tornado Fang, which almost slices Lucius clean. However, he uses time magic just like Julius did against Patry, disappearing behind Yuno and whacking him. Whilst this is occurring, Yuno cannot believe that Asta was lifting such a heavy sword so easily because of how buff he is, putting respect on his name for God's sake. But in the same moment, Lucius confirms that when facing anti-magic, he has to be more cautious than ever, as Yuno is going all out using his crescent moon and instantly teleporting to keep on the pressure. And look guys, when I looked at this battle, bro, I was getting Ichigo vibes. It's basically Getsuga Tensho. I'm telling you, when this fight gets animated, it is going to be fire! Anyway, the moon attack creates an opportunity for Yuno to close in, but Lucius counters with his own blade. He then confirms balls deep prediction magic. Remember in our last video, I mentioned permeation magic from Guelder? But Guelder also poses a problem. Lucius can now use his invincibility magic to make himself undetectable to mana and immune to magic spells whilst he's active. Guelder even fooled an elf doing this and all the Magic Knight captains. So unlike Asta, Yuno cannot detect ki, so he will have to use other means to catch Lucius with anti-magic. But given that the dude can teleport with time, it's obvious Lucius will touch Yuno's soul to kill him. So Lucius basically confirms what I said, as he states he will use it to attack a part of Yuno not covered in anti-magic, as Yuno won't be able to detect him as he has a trained ki, one of its only counter. He will then finish him off by touching his soul. But just as he's about to win the fight, his magic disappears. Yuno's instincts kick in to activate Black Neverland to counter. Remember that this spell is absolutely busted. It's star and wind union magic. Yuno can take control of the surrounding mana and create a dome of stars that rotate around the area, but it also controls the flow of magic and time within the dome. It boosts the power of allies and weakens the power of Lucius, as well as neutralize his magic by making time stand still. It's basically a domain expansion, people. Lucius can't enter the zone. Yeah, and now add anti-magic to that. It's completely overpowered. Like, this one spell has 4 status effects now and would defeat 99.9% of all characters without any effort. So Lucius, he's literally dumbfounded, and he gets cut slightly on the face, where he states it's now a battle of attrition, waiting for the anti-magic to run out so that he can kill Yuno. Meanwhile, the new biblical angels Lucius created of Asia, Morris, and Morgan, they're causing a lot of trouble. Noelle needs to be saved as she doesn't have much magic power left, but Sisgolion comes in with Hellfire to save the day. Remember that Sisgolion and Asia have a history. They weren't just rival captains, they were battle sisters, forged through years of fighting side by side. Asia's nature perfectly clashed with Sisgolion's wild, untamed flame, and together they pushed each other to new heights. Sisgolion, get this, she openly respected Asia as an equal, which made her death at the hands of Megecula burn even hotter. But now, she informs Noelle that her mother is no longer there. This new being is a monstrosity that defiles everything Asia stood for. Her Hellfire Incarnate is still active, and we know the longer it is, the more potent her power becomes. Which means even though Asia is stronger than ever, Sisgolion can still win. Then we see Asta face planted on the floor. Bro is cooked. Oh no. Mimosa states to fully heal Asta's wounds, she needs to use ultimate magic. But if she does that, the other injured people would die. Asta definitely wouldn't want to be the only person saved, so it's a train track situation in real time. However, due to Asta changing the entire world by being the patriarch of good and uniting the people to respect commoners, they all realize, wait a second, we are all NPCs and trash. We're the shit people, not Asta. There's no way we can be more useful than the future wizard gang. So they tell Mimosa to heal Asta anyways, as they would gladly sacrifice themselves. Like, damn. Look how far Asta has come. Bro was a laughing stock at the grimoire ceremony. He got treated like shit by every other royal noble for being magicless, and he even got framed for murder. There is countless prejudice against the dude throughout his journey, but because he's so hardworking and selfless, making the world realize their wrongs, now even the most elite squads are stating that he's the most valuable person on their side. Like, bro, it brings a tear on my eye.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And this message is highlighted once again, as with Mimosa running towards Asta, Morris comes back to eliminate the flaw, but guess what? The Diamond Kingdom pulls up and saves the day, stating Asta is not a flaw bitch, but he's a friend. We all gonna glaze, we all celebrate, and I know you guys like to meme, oh, it's the friends along the way, it's the power of friendship. Yeah, I get it, Black Clover did it, but at least it did it right, and it's peak fiction, so you can off.
It's better than happiness, but it's almost unbearable.
So with Lucius threatening the entire world just like Ryu warned, every nation pulls up like the damn Avengers. And the Diamond Kingdom ain't holding back. They brought the 8 shining generals, Mars, Ladros, Lotus, Farnzel, and more. But here's the crazy part. Every single one of them have Asta to thank for where they are today. Mars was a brainwashed child soldier trained to kill without a question. When he first fought Asta in the dungeon arc, he was an emotionless weapon until Asta's refusal to give up broke through his conditioning. That encounter sparked Mars's rebellion against the Diamond Kingdom's cruelty, pushing him to reform it from within and protect the people he once harmed. Ladros was a magic training psycho, but Asta, he literally slashed the arrogance out of him by sparing his life and giving him a shot at redemption. Lotus, he was a veteran assassin who fought for money, not his morals, angels, and after clashing with Asta multiple times, now he's fighting for the world instead of just a paycheck. So one by one, Asta flipped the destinies of the Diamond Kingdom's greatest mages, and Tabata cooked it because now they can all get revenge on Morris, bringing their story to closure. Morris was the one who turned them into living weapons through brutal, inhumane experiments. He sees them as nothing more than tools, stating that it's embarrassing for them to show up so late. His past creations are like small children compared to what he is now. However, ironically, the 8 Shining Generals clap back a great point, that Morris, the man that valued creating new experiments, is now being used as an abomination through evil twisted means. Being a flawed creation himself, he is nothing more than an obedient tool making karma fall into place. But whilst this happens, a character we have waited 300 chapters for appears. The last Shining General, whom states Morris is a ghost of the past and has outlived his time. They've all grown stronger to take him down, and this person is Mereoleona, and she's the host of the Earth Spirit. And yet again, it feels like her design is inspired from Bleach, and I ain't complaining. Shit, just look at the panel. Are we gonna complain about that shit? Giggity, 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 giggity. Now, of course, Morris doesn't have any aura at all, and we agree with Mereoleona. We're tired of seeing this fool on screen since he repeats the same shit for 100 chapters, glazing Lucius non-stop like he wants to suck his D and all that shit. We don't care. But the gang, they begin to fight, activating all their powers. They hold them off long enough for Mimosa to heal Asta. This is all still being broadcasted to everyone, by the way, and they are streaming the end of the world. So as they cheer on, Yuno's fight with Lucius is power scaling to another level. The entire sky is filled with spells colliding with each other. As Lucius states, will we settle this fight first, or the people you're protecting disappear first? But the Diamond Kingdom story arc isn't the only one coming to an end, people. Tabata did not forget about the remaining elves, Sally, Rades, Valtus, and more. Literally every single character we have come to know are in the end game, because suddenly Millie Maxwell from the Magical Tool Research Lab speaks to everyone. She is from the Black Clover movie, which is confirmed canon multiple times. Millie and Sally were working on magical tools for the sake of everyone. But here's the thing that fans need to pick up on. That idea traces all the way back to the first Wizard King 500 years ago, Lumiere, who envisioned magical tools as a way to help people live better lives, especially those without magic. Back in chapter 167, Sally didn't really understand what Asta meant when he said magic should serve everyone, not just the elite or the kingdom's military. She was chasing curiosity and not purpose before, but after seeing Asta's actions, protecting everyone no matter their magic or status, it finally clicked in her brain. Now Sally's using her genius to create tools that lift people up, fulfilling the true vision of the first Wizard King that he dreamed of. So in chapter 167, she agreed to help the Clover Kingdom if she was allowed to experiment on Asta's body, and the result is crazy. They developed ammunition by studying Asta's magicless body. By studying how his body completely rejects mana, she reverse engineered that trait. It works on Lucius's angels, because if you're hit by it, you can't use magic for 5 seconds. Then with Rades' soul corpse magic, they can trap its soul. Tabata, I'm telling you, he cooks so hard that no one can really say any of this is an ass pull, because in chapter 166, Rades' magic evolved to be able to recall souls and revive the dead. In the following chapter, Rades tried to form an alliance with Asta to kill Patry and get revenge, but Asta fights to protect people, and he never lent his strength to someone who just wants to settle a score. Asta tells him to atone for his sins instead by helping save the kingdom. This results in a clutch moment in the final war, as Lucius claimed that the angels will just always regenerate. He created them by fusing multiple humans together into a single body, but now they will no longer be able to come back if they are killed with this new method, dwindling his army and creating safety for the civilians. On top of that, Rades was someone who got mocked for having trash magic and a grimoire without any spells. He wanted acknowledgement and affirmation from the people around him, right? And now he realized, wait a second, Asta was right. By being a good person, he finally got what he wanted in life as they cheer him on. Later, the elves also joined action, with Patry killing multiple angels, remembering why Asta deserves to be Wizard King. Just like Licht and Lumiere said that it doesn't matter if you have magic or not, everyone should be treated equally, and he wants all races to live in harmony. Now, everything has come full circle. Asta saved Patry, who was deceived by Zagrid, and he thought he deserved a second chance. Asta basically became the bridge between human and elves, just like Licht wanted, because he chooses compassion over revenge. So 500 years later, Lumiere and Licht's dream come true through Asta uniting everyone. The elves now protect the humans, and at the end of the chapter, Mimosa states, Asta, you even turn former enemies into allies. So, why would anyone want Yuno to become a Wizard King instead again? Please remind me in the comments, because I don't know. Is it even a race at this point for the title? Because in my book, Asta has outlapped Yuno 10 times over. I mean, Tabata even dropped this artwork of Asta's Wizard King outfit, and he's dripped the fuck out looking bossy. Now, if you want to be dripped out as well, check out animedrip.shop. I am selling Black Clover merch. Shout out to you, and you for help supporting the channel, and I do want to produce more Black Clover content. So check out the merch. The code is ABD for 10% off. The link will be in the pinned comment and description. So because of all the people Asta united, Mimosa finally reaches our MC to heal him completely. But obviously this takes time, and Yuno must buy more of it. A huge bombshell is dropped yet again, as the past Wizard Kings from the movie have had all their magic powers stolen by Lucius. Remember, he went into the Grimoire Tower and stole thousands and thousands of magic from the Grimoire by connecting to their souls in the books and blah da da da. He then activates World and Church that belongs to Edward the 20th King, which is ice magic that causes the nearby temperature to drop to absolute zero. That's the coldest temperature in reality, reaching minus 459 Fahrenheit. Now at this point, all molecular motion should stop, atoms don't vibrate, chemical reactions can't happen, and life as we know it is instantly destroyed. But because Yuno is engulfed in Black Neverland, he can survive for now, but time is running out as his anti-magic reserves will soon deplete. Yuno then does the most crazy choreography ever. Like, this was so good to read. He plants multiple black stars in the area and creates a black whip so huge and powerful that it instantly destroys World and Church. So if we think about it, the power scaling now is just absurd. Lucius used a Wizard King spell buffed by his own mana that includes Luciferos, multiple high-ranked devils, his own family, paladin hacks, angel hacks, all the grimoires in the world, but even then, Yuno destroyed it in a split second. Quite frankly, at this point, any of the past Wizard Kings would lose instantly to Asta and Yuno because they are just way too powerful. Now, another tidbit of information we need to remember is that in volume 23.5, just after the time skip, Asta once said that he won't be able to become Wizard King unless he could defeat all the Black Bulls at once on his own, and he can confidently say that now because I think that's already true. In that battle within that volume when he was a lot weaker, he almost beat them all already, with them surpassing the limits, and they also had Julius giving them tips on plans on how to beat Asta. If they do that fight again now, it will be over in 10 seconds. However, going back to the chapters, Lucius now has the fastest spells in his arsenal, using light magic that Lumiere the First had. It's blocked, and Yuno instantly teleports to multiple stars to share their black energy, which then creates a formation of Atrum Hasta. Think of Sasuke using the Indra arrow against Naruto and it being so absolutely epic. When this gets animated, we're all gonna nut. Now, Lucius, he deflects this with no effort effort, but the sheer power behind it is visible. It cuts the sky and creates a gaping hole, matching Asta's powerful feat of splitting the sky in the Yuno country. Because Tabata, he loves giving these rivals similar power levels, so the contention of who will be Wizard King next is still on the table. I mean, these two have made a promise to each other since childhood that they will fight for the crown. Now, whilst this is going down, this epic square-off occurs between Yuno and Lucius on different platforms. Yuno realizes that he is terrified of Asta because he could not predict any of his old enemies coming to the war to take his side, but Lucius is still confident he will win. He showcases how the entire kingdom is turned into rubble and it will soon be checkmate for Yuno when his anti-magic will run out. We even see a collage of every other character destroying the angels. Keep in mind, these are buffed ones ever since Lucius entered his final form 3 chapters ago. That's why they look more evil now. Langris is using his spatial nukes that delete space, Leon is using the magic he trained in the Heart Kingdom and more, and Mimosa's brother are doing their thing. They remember the past and all the words Asta said to them about being better people, and as a result, their resolve to keep destroying the enemy over and over gets stronger, as they even acknowledge Asta, stating, "You're him, you're the MC, you're the one that has to kill Lucius and save us all and become the Wizard King." Mimosa then starts crying that she will fail her future husband, just like in the Lucifero fight when Asta went to fight even though he was half dead. She wasn't able to heal him back then, and that made her feel worse than ever. However, guess what? Uber Eats arrives with Charmy to restore her mana with food, and with this power up, Mimosa becomes more beautiful than ever, revealing her Princess Utopia spell. She heals Asta completely to full health, and just when she's about to die, Asta gets up and kills the bad guy so fast in the blink of an eye that no one saw it coming. Asta then farms all the aura in the world with full rage that he's coming for Lucius and will promise to kill him, which will then save Julius and then make Asta the next Wizard King, just like everyone wants him to be.
Wallahi, you're finished.
This was peak! Now, to enjoy more Black Clover content, like learning about all the new races such as Dryads and more, watch this video on your screen right now.